Tonight on News Live at 6, students and staff rallying together today. We'll tell you what they're fighting for.
And we're recapping last night's Student Association debate. What you need to know before you vote. Now on the news at 6.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
It has been a busy week for unionization efforts here on the Hill. Good evening and welcome into News Live at 6. I'm Nicole Aponte.
And I'm Chilekasi. Adele. SU service employees wanting in that union momentum front and center for all of campus to see in front of the Hall of Languages today.
Our reporter Tyler O'Donnell was there this afternoon. Tyler, what else are these workers fighting for?
Thank you, Chile and Nicole. Students and faculty gathered outside the Hall of Languages today to ask for higher pay for staff across campus and to fight for further unionization.
I love my job, and I love my job enough that I'm willing to fight for it.
Thank you, but be well met.
Unity seemed to be the general theme today. This comes after graduate students had their first union contract ratified on Tuesday. Now, dining and library workers are also looking to establish a union to raise pay and benefits. We talked to one worker named Tara Slater, and she says her mother works at the university and helps put her through school. She wants to continue the tradition, but the pay just isn't being raised enough.
We're kind of waiting for other things to happen on its own. I've been here 9 years, and this 2% raise isn't raising. So I do think we just need some more protection.
Now, despite their feelings regarding pay, the people I spoke to said they love the university and they want to continue working here. But they feel that what they're being offered just isn't enough. As for when this possible union could be put into place, they're currently gathering signatures in hopes for a vote later this semester. That's all for now. Back to you two at the desk.
All right, Tyler, we'll keep following that for you. New details tonight. We're in the home stretch, just a few days until voting opens for the Student Association's presidential election. Presidential and comptroller candidates answered questions last night on our air about numerous topics like campus demonstrations and student unions.
Transportation was also a big topic discussed. The president and vice president candidates Irma Nolivas and Reed Granger expressed their plans to ensure safe transportation for students around campus.
Continuing conversations to make sure that those hours can be extended or upheld to what they used to be, and making sure that those positions are well staffed is imperative.
Now, we also heard from comptroller candidate Alexis Leach about her plans on being a resource for student organizations and her motivations to run for this position.
You can watch that full debate if you missed it on our YouTube. Voting for the Student Association election begins on April 1st and runs until April 4th.
Moving on, it's Holy Week for Christians on campus, marking the 8 days before Easter Sunday. Tonight, students are gathered at the SU Catholic Center for Holy Thursday services.
That's where we find our reporter Luke Radel. Luke, I understand there are some new investments being made at SU's Catholic Masses?
That's right, Nicole. There are investments being made on behalf of Hendricks Chapel to make the Catholic Masses here at Syracuse accessible to everyone.
The sights and sounds of SU's Catholic Center during Holy Week are not always accessible to those in the deaf community. It's a problem recognized by the chaplain, Father Jerry Waterman.
Ever since I've been here, so I'll say 8 years, we've had Wednesday afternoon Mass at 12:10 at Hendricks Chapel.
A frequent attendee of this Wednesday Mass, Waterman says, is Antonio, an employee from the nearby Veterans Hospital, who is also a deaf person.
In our conversation with writing, he communicated to me that he could always read my lips. But, you know, if he sits in the back, if there's too many people, or if we have proper names, like, you know, when that reading comes from the book of Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, kind of hard names, we thought that maybe we could get an ASL interpreter to come.
On the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
That's where Maggie Russell comes in.
Father Waterman, Jerry Waterman, he's just wonderful, and he exudes welcomeness, and I think he was instrumental in helping set this up.
And ever since Maggie has come, whenever Antonio comes into the chapel and sees Maggie there, his face lights up because he's so happy that he can participate now fully at Mass.
For deaf people, many deaf people never have the opportunity to go to public events, to go to church because of the interpretation. and it does cost money. So there's a price tag attached to it.
That price tag is being covered by part of a $1 million anonymous donation given to Hendricks Chapel recently. Dean Brian Conkle says that investments like an ASL interpreter for Catholic Masses fulfill Hendricks Chapel's mission.
If Hendricks Chapel is the spiritual heart of the university, I want that heart to have veins and arteries that spread throughout the body. And so that we collectively at this university can model the type of world we want to live in.
Russell says her work has had a positive impact on those who come to Hendricks Chapel, even students who aren't deaf.
Some have learned the sign, I love you, and when receiving communion, walk by, provide that sign.
Now, Chile and Nicole, with Maggie's help, I was actually able to speak to Antonio, and though while he didn't want to speak on camera to Citrus TV News, he did say he's incredibly grateful to Russell, to Father Waterman, and to Hendricks Chapel for ensuring that he's able to participate fully in the Mass.
Luke, that's a really cool story, and there's an extra wrinkle to it too, right? Tell us about how that $1 million gift could actually triple.
Yeah, that's right, Chile. The Hendricks Chapel has announced that they are launching a $3 million fundraising campaign as a part of what's known as a matching grant. So that initial anonymous donation from a family of donors is $1 million. And then if Hendricks Chapel is able to raise another $1 million from other people, friends and family of Syracuse University alumni, then that family will donate another $1 million on top of it. So $2 million from that family and an additional $1 million, totaling for $3 million. They're hoping that with that money, they can ensure more accessibility and more programs like this ASL interpreter here at SU Catholic. Reporting from the SU Catholic Center, Luke Radel, Citrus TV News. Guys?
Luke, thanks so much. Great coverage tonight. And happening now, you can show your trivia knowledge at People's Place. The student-run cafe located right under Hendricks Chapel is hosting a trivia night. The event started at 6 in the Noble Room and will run until 7:30 tonight.
And another activity happening on campus now, a spring egg hunt in the campus store. Early this morning, Syracuse University sent out an email announcing that orange and gold eggs are hidden around the store today. Each egg contains prizes which can be redeemed at customer service on the lower level.
See you there, Chile, looking for those eggs. Well, it's your chance to make a good first impression tonight. Newhouse is hosting their annual Communications Career Fair right now. The event started at 3 and will go on to 7 p.m. tonight at the University Sheridan. Companies attending include Fox, Paramount, and Spectrum. You don't have to be registered to attend, but you should have your SUID on you to check in. You're also encouraged to bring at least 10 copies of your resume, wear business casual, and to have a list of employers you want to speak to.
I was there a little bit earlier today, and the walk, it's a little bit chilly outside, but better.
Better than last week?
Better than what we could have expected.
Oh my gosh, that snowstorm that came in on Saturday last week, I have no words. Hopefully there is sun in our future. There's spring around the corner. It is spring.
I mean, it's spring. We just haven't really seen it yet.
No, not at all.
No.
Well, our Luke Welch, what's going on right now in the weather outside of our window?
Well, Nicole, as you said, it wasn't as great as it was earlier this week, but at least it wasn't as cold and snowy as it was this past weekend. But if we take a look, right now we're sitting at around 45 degrees like we have been all day. Those winds are sitting just under 15 miles per hour. However, it feels like 40 because those gusts are picking up a little bit. So if you're going outside, you might just want to grab a jacket, hey, if you're headed to that Newhouse Career Fair. But if we take a look into the temperatures around our region, it's pretty consistent around the area. Those low to high 40s. We see a high down in Elmira at 49, a low in Cortland, Binghamton, and Rome sitting around 41 and 42 degrees, and of course, 45 degrees here in Syracuse. And if we take a look later into tonight, we're only going to drop around 10 degrees, and those winds are going to die down a little bit, and we're going to see some clear skies. So if you're going out, grab a jacket, maybe even a coat. I'll have more on your full 5-day forecast later in the show. Nicole, Chile, back to you.
Luke, thanks so much. Clear skies. Fantastic. Well, Syracuse celebrated the power of the Orange community and the university's founding anniversary today at Shine Student Center. The Alumni Association and Student Engagement held a Forever Orange celebration from 12 to 2 today. Otto, of course, joined in the fun. Cupcakes were handed out to people who were there, and a cappella groups showcased their singing skills.
Well, yesterday was Syracuse University's Giving Day. Over 6,700 people donated to the university, totaling close to $2 million. The goal was to inspire 4,444 donors to make a gift to the university of any size. You get the 44 reference there. It's not too late to donate. You can visit givingday.syr.edu for more information. Coming up on News Live at 6, the primary elections just a week away. We'll have more on why you should cast your vote.
Plus, an SU graduate is running for governor of New Jersey. Find out who it is after the break.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Chilekasi Adele, Nicole Aponte, and Luke Welch. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. We are just less than a week away of the April 2nd primary election, but early voting has already started in New York State.
Yes, less than a week away. We have that. You may be sitting on your couch or in your dorm wondering, should I vote? Well, our Caitlin Campbell spoke to people trying to make the case as to why you should.
Early voting is underway for the primary election on April 2nd. Joan Durant, co-director of Voter Services of Syracuse, explains how the primary operates.
In New York State, we're a closed primary state, which means you have to be enrolled in a party that's holding the primary. So right now, in this particular primary, there's 2 parties, Republican and Democrat. So if you're not enrolled in either one of those parties, you can't vote in this primary.
And while Syracuse University does not have any polling places on campus, students can take a short 10-minute ride down the road to Onondaga Community College. Now, this is just one of many polling sites in the city of Syracuse that students can come down to share their voice and cast their vote for the upcoming presidential election.
Well, everyone should register to vote because it is the most direct influence that we have over our government and the policies that get passed. Throughout the year, you're able to, contact your elected officials, make sure that they know what you're thinking, but the only time that you really get to decide who those people are and what policies they are promising is during these elections.
Before you head out to the polls, College Republicans President John Parker gives advice to be informed on Election Day.
There's a lot of narrative around. That's how politics is it's not a battle of facts, it's a battle of narrative control. Don't believe headlines. Read. Don't believe the tweets and the press releases and the Instagram posts.
Students can find polling sites local to SU at the Onondaga County website. Caitlin Campbell, Citrus TV News.
All right, thank you, Caitlin. Sticking with politics, an SU alum is running for governor of New Jersey. State Senator John Bramnick is a 1975 Maxwell graduate, and he has ambitions of Trenton. That's the state's capital.
Citrus TV's Matt Lesnick had the chance to speak with Senator Bramnick about how his time here on the Hill has helped his political career.
Joining me now is New Jersey Republican State Senator in the 21st Legislative District and gubernatorial candidate, as well as SU graduate, Senator John Bramnick. How did you use that Maxwell education to prepare you for the professional world as a lawyer, as a senator, as a councilman?
You know, those political science professors are pretty good. And most of the stuff they were saying, it actually happened. Like I remember in the Political Science 101, I think it was Carl Schmitt. He said, when you get into Congress or whatever you're running for, he said, to get along is to go along. And I remember the first few years in the legislature, I just listened, I got along, I didn't start any trouble. And then eventually I moved up to become the Republican leader in the House.
What would you say is the biggest lesson you learned in those courses?
Listen and get along with people and have some civility, which I've taken with me since I've left. You know, back then, and hopefully we'll see it in the future, is, you know, you listen to the other side and you get along with both sides of the aisle.
Could you tell me a little bit about why you're running? Does that have to do with that, like, want for sort of a bipartisanship?
New Jersey is a one-party government state. Phil Murphy, the governor, was reelected again. The legislature is a Democratic Senate and Democratic Assembly. So there's no balance in government. And when you have one party, it seems as if the party, regardless of which part it is, tends towards the extreme. And I'm running because, you know, I'm a Republican that I think can bring balance back to state government as opposed to one-party rule. I don't think anybody wants extremism in government. That's what you get when you have one party. In this case, it's the Democrats in Trenton.
Senator Bramnick will be a candidate for governor of New Jersey and will be in the primaries this June. If you want to catch the full interview, you can do so on Citrus TV's YouTube channel later tonight.
Matt, thanks so much. New details on the remains of a 5-year-old Nefertiti known as Nefi, Harris's body found in Syracuse only 2 days ago. An autopsy performed by the medical examiner's office says the cause of death was determined to be multiple blunt force injuries and the method to be homicide. Her mother is currently under arrest for her murder.
Now, the district attorney, that's Bill Fitzpatrick, does not think Mott disposed of her daughter's remains alone. Mott's boyfriend is being questioned by police, but has no official arrest. The Syracuse police found the young girl's body after a 2-day search with the help of a K-9 unit. Now, updates on the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse in Baltimore. Since we updated you yesterday at 6 o'clock, Maryland State Police announced 2 men were found dead, submerged 25 feet underwater. They've been identified as Dorlian Cabrera and Alejandro Hernandez Fuentes.
As of today, the Maryland State Police are transitioning from a recovery operation to a salvage operation as they believe the remaining vehicles are trapped in cement. The U.S. Coast Guard is still searching for 4 more workers.
Rain or shine here in the Salt City, plus your full 5-day weather. SU's most accurate forecast after the break. Stay with me.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer. She's on the honor roll. She's just not the type.
No way.
No way. No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. If we take a look at this 5-day forecast, you know, it's been pretty mild today. We've been sitting at 45 degrees, well, mild for Syracuse. And if you see, it's going to be pretty consistent, and it's going to be rising at least until we get to Monday. We see these mild temperatures. It's going to be breezy throughout the weekend. And then we finally get to Monday where we're going to see that nice 55 degree that we saw earlier this week. But unfortunately, we're going to see on Tuesday, we're going to see those scattered showers come back and kind of stick with us throughout the rest of the week. So enjoy this on this weekend while you can. You know, get outside. Get out a hammock. I know that's what I'll be doing on the quad. But let's take a look at this weekend radar that we have here. As you can see, this rain system is moving out already, and if we see this next one is actually going to be moving through just under Syracuse. So it seems like we'll be safe for the time being. You know, it seems like here at Syracuse we don't always like to watch sports games outside, but you know what? I think there was something exciting happening in the Dome. Nick Luttrell, what's coming up in sports?
Well, that's right, Luke. Syracuse women's lacrosse earned yet another big win at home last night. Find out which of the many stars on SU led the way in its top 10 victory over Loyola.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Another top 10 win for Syracuse women's lacrosse. Welcome into sports. I'm Nick Luttrell. The Orange earned their 5th straight win, 16-13 over Loyola last night. And it should be no surprise who led the way, Emma Tyrell and Emma Ward. And yeah, you see their highlights behind me. They combined for 10 of the Orange's 16 goals. And after the game, Tyrell talked about the special relationship she shares with her partner in crime, Emma Ward.
I think being able to play as long as we have together, it's given us a lot of opportunity to build chemistry, especially like on and off the field. We've gone through a lot together, so being able to kind of use each other and like bounce off each other with certain things on the field, helping, and also with our teammates helping us out, it really opens us up for success.
So a great win for the Qs. They're 4th over a top 10 opponent this season. And their attention now turns to Saturday. 5th-ranked Syracuse will host Louisville, and it'll also be senior day inside the Dome. The Orange got a lot of players they will be honoring, and it'll also be, of course, the final home game for the 2 players you just saw on your screen, Emma Tyrell and Emma Ward. Draw control for this one is set for noon. So let's go from women's lax to men's lacrosse, and boy, do they have a challenge this weekend. Number 3 Syracuse will travel to South Bend to face number 1 Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish are the defending national champs and have got stars up and down the roster, and one of those stars, their goalie, Leah Minteman, who was the conference's player of the year from a season ago. Here's what SU head coach Gary Gate had to say about the grad student.
He saves the ones he should. Steals some here and there, and you know, he's the reigning ACC goalie of the year, so For us, it's about getting quality shots and making sure that our shots are, from a good range, and that, hopefully you got time and room and the ability to finish.
Certainly true that if the Qs bring their flashy offensive play into Saturday's matchup, they'll have a real good shot at pulling off the upset. The smell of sunscreen, a hot dog in one hand and ice cold water in the other. That means only one thing, folks. Baseball season is here. Opening day for Major League Baseball kicked off today, and boy, there's a lot to be excited about, especially for our New York teams. Yankees fans, you can disregard the fact that Garrett Cole's elbow injury just seems to get worse and worse and focus on guys like Aaron Judge and the potential that this offense has. And Mets fans, yeah, you got the home run star right next to me, Pete Alonso. What's there to be worried about except, him becoming a free agent and leaving halfway through the season? But besides that, you guys might make the wild card. All right, okay, I'll put the comedy aside because my time is up for sports. So I'll toss it, see what I did there? Toss it back to you guys over there, Chile and Nicole. Chile, big Mets fan, right?
Oh, he just told me before that if I was a Mets fan, I'm from New York.
Yeah.
We cannot be friends.
No.
But it's okay.
Chile's a big Mets fan, though, right?
It's not true.
No? Who's your
true.
team? I always forget.
That's false information.
I always forget the name. Yeah, what's the name of the team that you like again?
The Philadelphia Phillies.
The Phillies?
You look at his ex.
The Phillies aren't better than the Mets,
though. Opening day
right,
for
Chile?
both teams postponed today, by the way, because of the weather. Phillies and Mets.
That is right.
Yeah.
There you go. Nick, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves now. Who do you have for the World Series? That's in October, but...
That's a tough one. I mean, some people would say the Phillies because, they're pretty good this year,
They're
but
smart people.
I don't know. I tend to think the Yankees might get it over the Phillies this year. We'll see. I think once Garrett Cole gets back and he gets healthy, which hopefully he will, I think the Yankees will win it all. We'll see.
Do not give me 2009 deja vu. I cannot do it. Nick Luttrell, thank you so much. Hey, when we come back, one final check of your weather with Luke Welch.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. Well, when you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be kind of similar today. We're going to start out at 30 degrees. However, those temps are going to rise into the high of 45. It's going to be sunny, so you might want to enjoy this sun while you can, as we said earlier in the broadcast. Later in the next week, we're going to see that rain all around it. And as I said, those temps are going to rise, but it's going to be a pretty consistent weekend, pretty breezy, sunny, and sitting in those mid to high 40s, guys.
Not warm enough.
Sun's out, though.
Yeah,
Sun's out.
It is.
Thank you so much. Hey, wrapping up shop tonight, an inspirational story involving an inspirational person. Watch this.
Syracuse. I don't know. What do you want to say to the world?
What do I say?
Yeah.
You're stronger than you believe you are.
You're stronger than you believe you are. That's
Teared
a
up.
great message for all of us.
Teared up.
Well, look, the Thursday news crew really showed out. Our executive producer on FaceTime with Luke, Caitlin Campbell, our reporter, Chile was there. Nick, I know you weren't there, but I know you saw the video. It's okay.
I saw the
it's
video,
fine.
so I was
It's
basically
fine.
there, right?
I'll get
counts.
over it.
Yeah.
And also, my roommate Caroline Plant behind the camera, running that half marathon was a true test of my strength. I did not think I could actually do it. Have you guys ever run more than? Because truly, I ran track and cross country in high school. The 13.1 miles, though.
Yeah.
follow-up question.
Yes.
When's the full marathon coming?
Oh, 2 years. Give me 2 years. New York City Marathon.
Right.
I want to do it so badly.
Okay.
So.
We'll be watching.
Okay, perfect.
We'll be watching. That's Citrus TV News Live at 6 for this Thursday.
Don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at Citrus TV News. Now for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Nicole Aponte.
And I'm Chilekasi, Adele. Please hug your loved ones tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow.